On May 11th, 2024, I captured the two most stunning photos of my life as the northern lights of old Aberdeen were dancing above Pittodrie. The stars really aligned for me that night. In this documentary, I'll take you behind the scenes of how I captured these photos and the build up to the photo reveal event. We shipped a picture to Sir Alex Ferguson. We've also got a great opportunity to raise a lot of money for Aberdeen Football Club Community Trust. So sit back, relax and enjoy one night under the Heavenly Dancers. So, I've opted for an iced Americano. It's probably because it's 20 degrees and it's hot in Aberdeen. It's a lovely day. This all started on the 10th of May, on a Friday. Me and my wife organised to have a barbecue at night, and at about 1:30 on my Twitter feed I saw that there's an opportunity to potentially get incredible northern lights that could be seen absolutely everywhere. And even when I worked at the football club, it was a running joke that was the only photo I had to capture. I mean, I captured the stadium with the floodlights on during a sunrise and other various angles which they sell in their club shop and I sell on my website too. And the running joke was, all you need to do is get a photo of the northern lights above Pittodrie. And even when I did try to do that, it was just so hard to get. It would either be overcast at night or I would be doing something or I'd wake up and I'd miss it. So that night my client, I suggested that it's going to be a really good night. We should really tackle this and use it as an opportunity. It's a golf channel called Linksland. It's like a media company, so we drove to Cruden Bay that night, and when we got to Cruden Bay, I think we got there about 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. The sun was like just kind of going down, and you know, when it comes to Northern Lights, you can't predict what's going to happen, you can't predict when it's going to happen, and at this point I never captured them in my life. Testing, 1, 2, 3. So I was a bit under pressure because I don't know how to capture it. I looked at views and that and it just no one could say. So brought my cameras, brought my 2 drones with 6 batteries to be ready. So the idea was to get a photo of my client Rue McDonald taking a golf swing with the northern lights on. So we were just rehearsing it, and as the sun was going down, if you could stand just as close to the edge as possible. There was still daylight, but I remember seeing this green cloud, and I think that's not a green cloud, so I put my phone up to it, right? And anyone that says that you can't see the northern lights with your eyes, you have to see it through your phone, that's because your eyes haven't adjusted to that lighting yet, whereas your camera, if it's on any auto setting, it'll do it automatically. So I put my camera up to it. I can actually even see my camera, what the fuck? Yeah! No way! And this was it. This was the start of the Northern Lights. So, go stand a little bit more like that way.
Can't see it's dark.
So, just there, yeah, that's fine. It was happening right in front of us, and I mean, we did plan for it, but I mean, the best way of describing it was unorganised chaos. There was no experience behind it, we just had to absolutely wing it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, shoot. Stay still. And we did. I think we've done a really good job. It was a really good night. We got some amazing stuff. It was a great night to remember. Rue, who I class as a good friend, it was a special night. Once we felt like we got everything, we were just standing, just enjoying it at like 1 in the morning. This is the craziest Northern Light show I've ever seen in my life. I will honestly never forget this. This is absolutely mega. Look, there's a bit of red. Oh, what's that? That's my drone. This is unbelievable. Mega. So, felt like we got everything, and we were standing up on the 9th tee at Cruden Bay in the middle of the dark as all this was happening. I say the middle of the dark, it was all happening. And he goes, right, I'm going to my bed. And I said, I'm going to Pittodrie. And you're going to Pittodrie? That's miles away. Why are you doing that? And I says, look mate, this is something I've been wanting to capture for so long. If they're still going on now, if I'm on my way home, I'm going to do it. And to say the least, if you're a dad or a mum, you're probably going to be up at like 5:30, 6 in the morning, which I was at that point. And this moment it was 1:30 in the morning, so I was exhausted. I only had one drone battery left, which was my Mini 3. And so I went there, arrived on Merklin Road, which is where I would normally go and take my photo with the drone. And just got the drone up. And at that point I couldn't see it with my eyes because there's a lot of street pollution. So if you slightly elevate the drone, you should be able to see it. And you're pointing towards the sea, so there's no light pollution there at all. So got the drone up, looked at my monitor, couldn't see them. So I thought I'll take a test photo. And I think I'd done a 2-second exposure and went to preview the photo. At this point I thought my night's over, it's not happening. And there it popped up. And that was the very first photo I took of Pittodrie with the Northern Lights, which isn't the one that I'm selling, but because the angle wasn't the best. And I thought, right, I've only got 20 minutes left of this. I've flown here many times, that's one thing I'm experienced at. And I've just got a crash course on how to shoot the Northern Lights, and I'm here right now. Let's do it. Good morning. It's 2:02 in the morning. And I'm at Pittodrie. I've taken many a photo here, but this has got to be the granddaddy of them all. The Northern Lights over Aberdeen. At that time it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'd done a hyperlapse, which is basically a time lapse, but the drone moves very slowly, so you have to tell with the drone where it's going to go. So I had to make that quick flight path as quickly as I could. So that was all done in one take. And these long exposure hyperlapses, they sometimes work, they sometimes don't. You can either overexpose them or underexpose them, and the flight path can sometimes do a mind of its own. In this case it didn't. So it was taking 250 photos every 3 seconds, which makes a 10-second video. So at that point, after that, there's probably like five minutes left of the drone flight, which isn't really long, which is probably like 10%. Once the hyperlapse had finished, I flew it back just right in front of Pittodrie. In the very last photo, I flew up top to where I've got previous angles before. At that point my controller was flashing. Only had one shot to get it. And again, if your drone slightly moves in the wind, you're goosed. And that's happened to me many a time. The drone did start landing by itself. And I felt sorry for folks sleeping on that street, because the controllers, when they beep, they're loud. So the drone was landing by itself, but you can still fly it, so I was able to just fly it on time, just before my car. And instead of going home, I decided to edit the hyperlapse, so I'd done that. And I put up a little teaser on Twitter, or X, if you want to call it that. And already at that time it was getting a good reaction. So that was that. Drove home and hit the hay. even when I got home, I got a photo of my car with the Northern Lights were that strong still. It was unbelievable. So, let's remember that this all happened on the 10th of May, right? Forgetting that we crossed midnight into the 11th of May, which is, if you're an Aberdeen fan, you know, that's when Aberdeen won the Winners' Cup against Real Madrid. And the older that date gets, the more incredible it is that happened. So, more at the point. So, I think I got up, posted at like 7 in the morning in my bed, and Ailey allowed my wife, to sleep in a little bit. So I uploaded the video on Twitter, then I went back to sleep, and then I woke up and I saw the reaction. It was outstanding, it was really good. And I saw a comment, or someone, a few people reshared it, and they went, "Oh God," and to think that this happened on the same night when the under-18s won their league, and it happened on Gothenburg Day. And I remember just taking a minute to be like, that is unbelievable. Like, to think how hard it is to capture the Northern Lights, right? I would jokingly call it Mission Impossible, right? And for the Northern Lights to happen this late is ridiculous. This little documentary, if you want to call it that, or a vlog, I'm taking you behind the scenes, tell the story of how this happened and how the event's happening, and you know, hopefully we raise a lot of money for charity, and yeah, so that was a lovely coffee. It's time to get to work. So I'm on my way to Compass just now, who it looks like I'm going to commission to do the prints for the Northern Light stuff. Yeah, there's a little bit of pressure, but I mean, hopefully it's quite exciting. We've got a couple of materials that it's getting printed on to see how good they look, and I'm really interested to see how the metallic finish looks for the frames, and how the silk ones look as well. So yeah, let's see how it looks. When I arrived at Compass, Janice, one of the directors, walked me through some of the printed samples. 2 were on silk, ready to be tubed up, and the other was on this gorgeous marble metallic paper with a shimmering finish that was just under the size of A2. Now, while the A3 prints went through a pretty standard process because of the size of the paper, the A2 metallic prints went through a much more complicated process. Not only was the paper expensive, but the printing process was very precise. It involves 4 separate aluminium plates, 1 for cyan, 1 for magenta, 1 for yellow, and the last for black. And each aluminium plate gets slotted into each printer on this massive machine. Each plate carries a part of the image, which is then pressed onto the shimmering paper that runs through the machine. After that, the print needs a full day to dry. Once the official prints were ready, I returned to see the final product.
It's more because they're all obviously in their tubes and then boxed.
Okay, perfect. Well, we're going to need a bigger boat. Class. That's a perfect size. I was so worried they were going to be massive, but...
Yeah.
It's exciting when you see it all come together.
Yeah.
Once I saw the tube prints, I was impressed with them. They looked great, exactly how I imagined it. Once I loaded up the car, it was finally time to see the metallic prints after that printing process. I have to admit, I was a little bit nervous. And not only that, I had to sign, print and date them, all 83 of them, without making any mistake. Oh, look at that, man. That is class. Look at the shimmer on that. The video probably doesn't even do it justice. That is so good. Check the shimmer on that. I was going to put Pittodrie Stadium, but I think the date just adds a bit of class to it.
Yeah.
I just wish my handwriting was a lot neater. Right, let's get a close up of the very first one getting signed down. Okay. Where would you say the middle is? It's probably like here, isn't it? There it is.
Frank.
Okay, that's it. Number one. Yes, it was a moment I'd been dreading. Numbering, signing and dating 83 prints. A, because I was worried that I was going to write 110583 and I was going to mess up any numbers, but with little failure I never done any of that. So underway, I went signing all the prints, and then shortly after we went straight to Aberdeen framing to get a couple framed up, and then it was time to get them boxed up for the one and only. So that's a couple of weeks ago we shipped out Sir Alex Ferguson's frame. It was originally going to be that one, which is number 1 of 83, but I thought number 1 would do very well on auction, so I gave him number 2 and he absolutely loves it. The reason why I'm documenting this is because if these photos were taken at any other time of year, I probably would have just uploaded them straight away. But the fact they were taken on the 11th of May, which we all know is Gothenburg Day, the day in 1983 when Aberdeen won the Cup Winners' Cup. That's why I'm making it such a big deal, because it's the sentiment of the date and the fact that it all happened on there, and you can't really make that up, which is ridiculous. Even like the little certificates, authenticity, which they all come with the stories. And one thing that I find amazing is that the time taken, even on the 2 different prints, they were all taken at 2:20 within the same minute, which is bonkers. And if you compare the both photos together, you even see like the clouds are exactly the same, which is amazing considering my drone was basically landing at that point. And you know, again, it's going back to Sir Alex Ferguson. I would have sent him this if it was not on that date. If it wasn't on that date, I would have sent him it, because that day is significant to him. I asked permission if it would be appropriate to send to him, and since I'd given him a photo in the past with the football club, I was advised that it probably would be, and then, you know, we organised it, got shipped out to his son, Jason, and yeah, he's came back and he loves it, so that's amazing. And you know, I'm absolutely delighted with how these tubed prints look as well. Like, I think they're going to do incredible. I mean, they're so like, it's even the size is perfect as well. Like, I love the packaging in it, the sticker it comes with it, and you know, there's 2 different ones, annoyingly. A part of me wishes I took one, but if you're going to get the Northern Lights above Pittodrie, I keep looking up there because I've hung up the 2 prints to see how it looks. I mean, that's the A3 prints on a A2 frame with a border, and they just look incredible, don't they? I absolutely love them. So yeah, it's the current date is I'm waffling. It's currently the 7th of October. The event is on the 10th of October. I will never take a better photo like this in my life ever, and I'm not even going to try and top it. They're too good. They're so good, and I'm so proud of them. And I'm sure the event will do really well. And you know, I'm really glad I've documented all this as well. And once I get rid of this batch here, once this batch here sells out, which is 200, my plan is to get a QR code to this documentary on the certificate of authentication as well, which tells the story about the photos as well, which I think is a really nice touch. And yeah, I think they'll always be there as well, even long after me, which is amazing. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this event. And there's a lot of big thank yous to do, which I'll do at the end of the video. Press release is going out today. Fierce Beer have kindly given us a beer. They've given us 8 crates for the event, which is tremendous from them. So a huge thanks to them. Yeah, more thank yous to come, but it's all happening. So yeah.
Times that I've seen you lose your way, you're not in control, and you won't be told. All I can do to keep you safe is hold you close till you can breathe on your own, till you can breathe on your own. Hold tight, you're slowly coming back to life. I've been giving you hell, I've been giving you hell, darling. Let go of all your haunted dreams tonight. I've been giving you hell, I've been giving you hell, darling. Hold tight, you're slowly coming back to life. I've been giving you hell, I've been giving you hell, darling. Let go of all your haunted dreams tonight. I've been giving you hell, I've been giving you hell. I won't let you down.
It was a beautiful event. I think that when somebody does something special, as Glen has done here, it's important to tell everybody about it. And anybody who's an Aberdonian knows a couple of things. They know about the Northern Lights because we grew up with the song, The Northern Lights of Aberdeen. And if they're a football fan, of course they know about the 11th of May. And some of us are old enough to have been in our formative years when the 11th of May 1983 came around, and of course it's now colloquially referred to here in the northeast as Gothenburg Day. So for these two things to come together at the same time is pretty remarkable in itself. But then for somebody like Glen to have taken, as he basically described it, the picture of his life under those circumstances, it's just fabulous. So it was great to hear the story and great to see Glen's work, and I think it'll be treasured by everybody here.
Yeah, I mean, we are a separate charity from the football club, and I think sometimes people don't realise that. So we have to generate all of our own income. So we rely on the generosity of others. So Glen having the vision to do this and to think about us is simply amazing, and it will help us to provide support and opportunity to change lives for the better across the northeast.
The whole event was fantastic. I mean, I really respect Glen, having known him at Aberdeen Football Club. His work was absolutely outstanding there, and I'm so proud to see that he's out on his own. He's got his own company, he's thriving, and I think this is just it just adds to his profile, to be honest. He's captured a fantastic photograph, especially in the 11th of May, Gothenburg, which I was involved in myself. And I think it just all ties in with a huge compliment to him. he's obviously a fantastic artist in what he does, and you know, I wish him well for everything he does in the future.
And I won't let you down.
I just wanted to thank everyone for the reaction of the Northern Lights pictures of Pittodrie, and the sales have been phenomenal. Already we've raised a lot for the community trust. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the last time I saw Northern Lights that bright was on the 11th of May, and the night of the launch we have another unbelievable display. Ridiculous. Cheers.
Times that I've seen you lose your way, you're not in control, and you won't be told. All I can do to keep you safe is hold you close till you can breathe on your own, till you can breathe.